Hello, everyone. Today, let's discuss Section 4, Article 2 of the Philippine Constitution with our topic Service and Protection in the 1987 Constitution, a shift in governmental duty and citizen responsibility. The 1987 Philippine Constitution introduced a fundamental shift in language that reflects a broader perspective on the government's role in relation to its people. In Section 4, Article 2 of the Constitution, it mandates that the government's prime duty is to serve and protect the people. This is a departure from the 1935 and 1973 constitutions, which emphasize defense. Now, this nuanced shift underscores the evolution in governmental philosophy, emphasizing the centrality of the people's welfare in government action, and it includes state security and public order. Now, here is our deeper analysis of this transformation and its implications. First, from defense to service and protection. The earlier constitutions, 1935 and 1973, prioritized the defense of the state as the primary duty of government. This is an orientation that could justify actions primarily focused on state survival. And such a stance allowed the broader interpretations that could include restrictive measures like martial law, as state defense was framed as a paramount concern, often placing security above individual freedom. In contrast, the 1987 Constitution elevates service and protection of the people as the government's core mandate, emphasizing that the welfare of the citizens supersedes the state's self-preservation. Now, this shift represents a commitment to a more people-centered government, one that serves and safeguards public welfare as its foremost responsibility. What are the implications of the shift? First, we have protection of rights over state authority. Under a service and protection mandate, the government is accountable to citizens and must prioritize their rights and well-being, which creates a safeguard against state overreach or misuse of power. Second, human rights focus. By centering on protection, the Constitution implicitly emphasizes human rights, ensuring that the government's defense measures do not impinge on civil liberties unnecessarily. Third, limitations on martial law justifications. With the protection of citizens as the prime duty, any declaration of martial law or similar measures must be seen in light of public welfare, making it harder to justify authoritarian measures solely for state defense. Then we proceed to number two, the role of the Philippine National Police or PNP in public protection. The Philippine National Police stands as the central institution tasked with translating this principle of service and protection into action. As a primary agency responsible for maintaining peace and order, the PNP ensures public safety across the nation, addressing criminal activity, civil disturbances, and other threats to the well-being of Filipino citizens. What are the prime duty of the PNP? First, we have public safety and order. The PNP's primary mission aligns with the Constitution's call to protect citizens, mandating them to create a secure environment where life, liberty, and property are safeguarded. Second, we have civic engagement. Beyond law enforcement, the PNP's role includes fostering community engagement, establishing trust, and promoting cooperation among citizens, which is critical for a harmonious society. A third, we have accountability and efficiency. As an agency, the PNP is required to uphold transparency and accountability in its operations, ensuring that its duty to protect does not infringe upon civil liberties. Number three point is on citizen responsibility in state defense and public service. The 1987 Constitution envisions active citizens' participation in the protection of the nation. Under Section 4, Article 2, it emphasizes that all citizens may be required to render personal, military, or civil service when needed. Now, this provision highlights collective responsibility and instills a sense of duty to the nation among Filipinos, ensuring that public welfare is a shared commitment. What are the public contribution to national security? First, we have here civil and military service. Citizens, particularly the youth, are expected to contribute through programs such as Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC. We have, and of course, other literacy and civic welfare activities outlined in Republic Act number 9163, otherwise known as the National Security, no, the National Service Training Program or NSTP Act. Second, we have the youth involvement. As the nation's most valuable resource, the youth are encouraged to participate actively in community building, public service, and defense preparedness, fostering patriotism and civic mindedness. The third, we have non optional obligation. According to jurisprudence, as enunciated in People versus Zosa case, the duty to serve in defense roles when called upon is non negotiable. Citizens cannot simply refuse on grounds of personal obligations or even beliefs, as the government's right to enforce compulsory military service is tied to its duty to protect the collective. Number four, of course, we deal with mandatory military service and the legal interpretations. Compulsory military service, as clarified in the case of People versus Sosa, establishes that citizens are obliged to serve in defense of the state when mandated. The ruling upholds the government's authority to require military service as a reciprocal duty, rooted in its commitment to defend citizens' right to life, liberty, and property. So, what are the legal justifications and boundaries here? First, we have reciprocal duty. The state's power to enforce military service corresponds to its obligation to protect citizens, a mutually binding relationship that supports national security while ensuring individual rights. Second, we have the limits on exemptions. The ruling affirms that personal circumstances, including religious beliefs or familiar responsibilities, do not simply exempt citizens from compulsory service, solidifying national defense as a non discretionary duty. The third is government responsibility. By ensuring sufficient personnel for national defense, the government fulfills its primary role in safeguarding sovereignty and protecting the citizens, while citizens fulfill their part in this protective relationship. Now, to conclude with, our goal is the people centered approach. No? We have seen the people-centered approach of the 1987 Constitution. The 1987 Philippine Constitution's language shift from defense to service and protection signifies a transformative approach in governance. It reflects a constitutional commitment to human rights, public welfare, and collective responsibility, emphasizing that the people's safety and well-being are at the heart of government duty. Now, this shift has far-reaching implications, ensuring that state actions in the name of security respect the dignity, rights, and welfare of its citizens, while maintaining a framework where both the government and the people are co-partners in building a secure, peaceful, and just society. Thank you very much. God bless you all.